anxiety, confusion, and a stunning policy reversal. This weekend saw a seismic shock for hundreds of thousands of Indian professionals holding H-1B visas in the U.S., and it's sparking debates that could redefine international talent flows. On Friday, former President Donald Trump abruptly revealed a dramatic increase in H-1B visa fees, soaring to a jaw-dropping $100,000, nearly 50 times the previous charge. Instantly, Silicon Valley buzzed with urgency, advising foreign employees to halt travel plans, while immigrants rushed to grab flights and legal experts scrambled to untangle the fine print. But here's where it gets controversial. Within hours, the White House tried to calm the panic, clarifying that the new fee applies solely to fresh applicants and is a one-time requirement. Yet the uncertainty persists. After all, the H-1B program has been both criticized for undercutting American jobs and lauded for bringing world-class talent to U.S. shores. Now, the future of this decades-old pipeline remains clouded. And this is the part most people miss. This policy tweak, even with its narrowed scope, essentially blocks the gateway that has driven the American dream for millions of Indians and kept crucial U.S. industries alive and thriving. For 3 decades, the H-1B program transformed lives on both sides of the ocean. In India, it gave rise to a new middle class as coders from small towns became high-earning professionals, and entire business sectors, from airlines to real estate, rushed to cater to these globe-trotting aspirants. For the U.S., the effect was just as big. Indian techies and doctors filled vital roles in labs, universities, hospitals, and fast-growing startups. It's no exaggeration to say Indian origin executives preside over giants like Google, Microsoft, and IBM, while Indian physicians represent about 6% of the doctors serving American communities. Consider this. In recent years, Indians have made up more than 70% of all H-1B recipients, while Chinese nationals represent roughly 12%. The domination is even sharper in tech. Data from as far back as 2015 shows that over 80% of computer-related jobs went to Indians, a trend most experts say continues to this day. The medical field highlights the stakes even further. In 2023, over 8,200 H-1B approvals were for jobs in general medicine and surgical hospitals. Indian doctors comprise about 22% of all international medical graduates, which means they likely account for around 5 to 6% of America's entire physician workforce. Here's a controversial twist. The numbers reveal that Trump's $100,000 fee is almost impossible for newcomers to handle. In 2023, newly hired H-1B workers earned a median salary of $94,000 compared to $129,000 for those already established. How could new recruits possibly pay such a steep fee, let alone relocate and settle in a new country? Many experts believe the policy will lead to labor shortages over time, not just short-term disruptions. India might feel many companies may reconsider staffing plans, favoring work sent overseas, reducing U.S.-based positions, and sponsoring far fewer employees, making each decision count. As Aditya Narayan Mishra, a leading staffing expert, notes, Indian companies will likely pass along visa cost increases to U.S. clients, prompting more offshore contracts and gig-based work. But here's a point that could spark real debate. The fallout in the U.S. could be worse than in India. Without easy access to global talent, hospitals might suffer doctor shortages, universities could see declining STEM enrollments, and less powerful startups could get left behind, unable to lobby for exemptions like Google or Amazon. Immigration analyst David Beer predicts catastrophic consequences. U.S. firms may radically overhaul hiring, send more work abroad, and even lock out founders and CEOs who want to manage American operations. Could this spell disaster for U.S. innovation and competitiveness? Another ripple. The need for skilled workers in tech and medicine is projected to keep rising in the U.S., but limited visa access could result in multi-year talent gaps with dire impacts on the economy and public health. And don't forget education. If Indian professionals can't pave paths for students seeking permanent roots, American universities might see a drop in admissions, especially since Indian students make up a quarter of international enrollees. The timing couldn't be worse. Recent arrivals face sunk costs upward of $50,000 to $100,000, only to see the most promising job paths suddenly blocked. Now, the final twist. No one knows exactly how the drama will unfold. Legal battles are likely, and some believe U.S. tech giants like Amazon, Apple, and Meta may win exemptions. But wouldn't that defeat the entire purpose of the fee? If big firms dodge the new rules, what does that mean for fair competition and broad-based innovation? Bottom line, the H-1B shakeup doesn't just feel like a tax. It's a high-stakes test for U.S. industry, creativity, and global leadership. H-1B families contribute an estimated $86 billion every year to the U.S., including $24 billion in federal taxes and $11 billion locally. The choices companies make next will shape whether America continues to set the pace in technology and expertise, or cedes talent to countries that open their doors wider. So, what's your take? Is this bold fee uplift a necessary protection for U.S. workers, or a self-inflicted wound that threatens America's place in the world? Should powerful tech giants get exemptions while smaller businesses and individual talent struggle? Dive into the comments. Do you agree or disagree with this historic move?